I can guarantee you that you are going to learn something in this video. Let's explore some of the most bizarre and disturbing sexual fetishes. But before we begin, I do realize that there are some people here that really want to know what my personal preference and what my sexual fetishes are. And I would just like to say that none of them meet this standard of disturbingness or just bizarre and just strange, and in some cases really creepy. Although my sexual fetishes that I do have are reserved for my significant other, and I'm not going to voice them to the public. So first things first, sacrifrosis. What is that, you're probably asking yourself? Allow me to demonstrate. Sacrifrosis is, imagine my pocket. This is my pocket right here. This is my pocket in the pants that I'm wearing. Imagine this pocket, there being a hole in this pocket, and what I would do is I'd be in a public situation. I'd be at a park bench, someplace out in public, and I'd put my hand in my pocket and do this. This is the act, or the sexual fetish of sacrifrosis, which is specifically cutting a hole out in your pants and then doing it publicly to facilitate public masturbation. It's rather disgusting if you think about it, but for some reason, public masturbation is a sexual fetish that some people get turned on and get off on, and that is something that people do. All I can really say is that I really hope that you wash your pants quite regularly. Liquidphilia, the act of getting sexual arousal by placing your genitals in any sort of liquid. Makes you want to stay away from swimming pools, doesn't it? Ederacism, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I tried to look up a pronunciation of the word itself, but I couldn't find anything to actually pronounce this word correctly. However, ederacism is the act of getting sexual pleasure of thinking about tearing out your genitals or ripping your balls to shreds or ripping them in two pieces. Mucophilia, the act of getting sexual pleasure from seeing mucus, which is the thought of that, you know, that snot that comes right out of your nose, that big old loogie out of your throat. Some people just get so hard and turned on seeing that big glob of thing on your nose. It gets them a boner every fucking time. Doesn't that make you feel so special? Autonephophilia, the act of getting sexual pleasure from dressing up as an infant. And by infant, I mean baby. And by baby, I mean wearing diapers. I'm sure you've seen photos of full-grown men wearing babies' diapers. They're called adult diapers, actually, and there are actually, somehow, some way, they get sexual pleasure out of dressing up as a 2-year-old. Salarophilia is the act of getting your partner dirty, and by dirty, I mean actually using soil out in your yard and putting it all over their body during sex. Plushophilia, the act of having sexual interest in teddy bears. Amptomophilia, the act of being sexually aroused by amputees. Formicophilia is the sexual interest in having bugs crawl on your body or small insects bite you. Zoosadism, sexual pleasure from harming, hurting, or torturing animals. Essentially, they're all assholes if you actually have this fetish. Avisotomy, sexual interest in having sex with birds. And quite frankly, I'm not sure how this is possible. I'm not sure how a man can actually stick his cock inside of a chicken, for example, because as far as I am aware, geese and goose and ducks have very small vaginas. I don't know how this one works at all. Ocoloniscus, also known as worming, which is erotic sexual pleasure from licking someone's eyeball. Catheterphilia, the sexual arousal / perversion of someone inserting a catheter into their partner's urethra. Good luck with finding a partner who will be willing to do that with you. Menophilia, the sexual arousal / interest / excitement of taste, smell, or sight of a woman who is menstruating. That is bloody disgusting. Kissomophilia, the sexual arousal of having liquids put in your anus. Epicrodophilia, the sexual attraction to human flatulence. And by flatulence, I mean farting. And by farting, I mean gas that comes out of your asshole. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow reptiles. This has been bizarre, sexual, disturbing fetishes. I'm positive not all of you people watching this video knew every single one of these, so therefore, despite it probably being too much information for you to handle, you have officially learned something. Aren't you happy about learning? Learning is so much fun, especially when it's about sex. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow reptiles, thank you guys for watching. My name is Daniel Solzbach, also known as Mr. Repzion. Peace the rep out.